Hey, what's up everyone? This video is going to be different than my normal videos. It's going to be unedited and it probably won't even have any music to it. I do have another video coming out really soon. In fact, I'm working on two and I have others on the back burner. It's just that I've been busy. I've been really busy and working long hours. This video is going to be uncomfortable to some because it probably touch on race. In fact, I'm sure it will touch on race. And like my other video about the black subconscious, where I got a few choice words from non-black people, for those people, unless you lived it, keep your comments to yourself. This video that's going around, this situation that's going around by Amber Geiger, and this is just, it just seems like it's getting out of hand, and it's way more than what they want us to see. This, and why everybody is distracted by this situation, I'm pretty sure they're using this distraction to do something else. I don't know what they're doing, but we'll find out later. I'm pretty sure they're doing something. Going on RFG video, and he said something, I was thinking the same thing. He said something about how she get in this man's apartment with her keys. She claimed that the door was ajar, which those apartments, those doors shut automatically. You need something to prop them open, and they just shut automatically. Not only that, witness back then said that the floor mats was different, so there's no way she could get that wrong. But what was odd was her apartment is in the same exact location, just on a different floor, which I don't know. It's just a strange coincidence about that. But this whole situation, after she killed this man, Botham Jean, seemed like it was staged afterwards. I mean, I'm even seeing a few people saying that, but that's what it feels like. I don't know if did they kill him? Was he part of the stage? I don't know. I think he was killed, and then they staged everything afterwards. And the courtroom was probably filled with crisis actors, besides the judge and the witness, which I will talk about in a few minutes. And the whole situation, first it started off with the bailiff rubbing this woman's hair. I mean, that was already odd. Why would you rub this woman's hair? They ate her up on the internet, and if that was the only thing that was happening, that would have just went by real quick and they wouldn't have said anything at all about it. But then the brother comes up there, gives his testimony, and then practically begs the judge, can he go hug his brother's killer? I mean, that's a little bit bordering on getting kind of suspicious there. You got the bailiff, and then the brother want to hug this woman. Why would you want to hug your brother's killer? That couldn't have been me. That couldn't have been me. But that got everybody talking. Like, okay, what's going on here? And it get back to what RFG said too. He said that they promoted Stockholm Syndrome, which I agree. Because after that, the judge, never in my life have I seen a judge come off their podium to hug a convicted murderer. I'd never seen that. I could see a judge coming down and hug a teenager that did something wrong that they regret and maybe trying to help in their life, but I never heard of a judge hugging anybody else, especially a murderer. That is just too weird, and a black judge at that. So that just right there, like that whole situation just raised your eyebrow. Have this whole thing been staged? So it just seemed like it's just too much. It's just too weird. So RFG probably hit the nail on the head with that one, saying that they promoting Stockholm Syndrome, that you could kill my family and I will still forgive you. And I'm gonna get into that in a minute too. And then you have this chick, Juror 34. She said those officers that killed unarmed black men, they got out. They went back to living their own lives. She said Amber Geiger, ever since she killed that man, she haven't been the same. Well, whose fault is that? Why you even care? The girl killed the man. This is the stage is the stage is set. I mean, it's not a funny situation, but I don't know. Sometimes you have emotions that just come out because you don't really know how to react to it because it's just you're not used to it. It's just shocking, and for me, like emotions like a laugh, something to come out because I'm not used to that. And then, not to mention the coincidence of the verdict was on Nat Turner's birthday. But getting to the witnesses, you have Bunny, the this woman that calls herself Bunny. It was her video that went viral of the whole situation. After that video was out, her life was ruined. She said she was fired from her job because of the video, and she had some side businesses on the internet, which they shut all of that stuff down. And now that she had to start everything over from scratch. But she seems to be a smart woman because she knows what to say and to who to say it to. She keeps her mouth shut to the right people. She said she was approached by the cops asking the same questions over and over every day for I don't know how long, but it was day after day after day. Then she said she was approached by the feds, and then she was approached by people claiming to be the feds that wouldn't prove who they were.
They all wanted permission to use my video, first and foremost. The majority of them wanted to speak with me. They wanted to do interviews with me. And I actually did do one interview, only under the basis that I would be able to view the interview before they were able to publicize it. They actually chopped up my words a little bit in the interview. They mixed stuff up. They kind of made it seem like I was sympathizing with Amber, saying that she was hysterical and she regretted they kind of made it look like I was defending her. So I did not give them permission to go ahead and air that interview. And after that, I didn't speak with anybody else.
So when you viewed that interview, you took time out to try to share the story. How did you feel once you was watching them literally propagandize, a very, very serious event that you witnessed?
I knew from that moment that I should not speak with anybody else. I knew how they were trying to play this. They were trying to use me as a piece to the puzzle to try to justify what she did. Me being the only witness that was willing to come forward. They wanted me to be on her side. And that made I just shut down completely. I didn't speak to nobody else. I didn't take any more calls, no interviews or anything like that.
So after that, you shut down the media, which is a wise decision. In this space that we're talking today, that, there's a lot of propaganda against our community coming from those outlets. We call it the white media because they are literally towing the line of white supremacy. And we need to, speak to our community about these issues. Mm-hmm. So after all of that happened, when did the police, Texas Rangers, etc., start coming to speak to you?
The very next day, and they came consistently every day for at least 2 weeks straight.
Okay, now you say consistently. You say once a day, twice a day?
Once a day. Once a day, every day for about 2 weeks.
Did they ever tell you that you would maybe help them with their investigation? What were they asking?
Yeah, they told me that they would appreciate my help within the investigation since I did witness more than others. They wanted to know what I witnessed, where I was standing, where I took the video from, what I heard, both before and after the shots. And I did speak with the DA. I did hand over my video to the DA. But once it just got very repetitive, they started asking me the same questions every single day. And that kind of made me feel like they were trying to get me to change my story or try to, set me up in a negative light. So I just completely stopped talking to them as well.
So when you felt like you wanted to stop talking to them, was it because you were starting to feel criminalized?
Yes. I couldn't understand. I couldn't make sense of it, why they wanted to have the exact same conversation every single day. And I did get a feeling like they were trying to get me to give a different answer, and they were trying to pressure me to say something that I said differently yesterday. And at that point, I just discontinued any type of communication with them.
Now, outside of the local police, and also I know the Texas Rangers got involved. Did it get even higher than the Texas Rangers?
Yes, the DA, and also I was visited by the feds as well. I asked them why they wanted to speak with me. They weren't able to tell me why. They weren't able to tell me whose orders that they were following to come speak with me. So I didn't communicate with them at all.
Okay, so you say feds, what organization the federal government visited you?
That's another reason I didn't speak with them. They couldn't. They just told me that they were the feds. That's literally what they said to me. And I knew at that point, you can't even tell me, what branch you're working for. I'm not speaking with you.
But she just stopped talking. She just, like I said, she know who to talk to, not to talk to. So hopefully she'll be all right. I think she'll be fine. But I can't say the same for this witness that I just heard about, Joshua Brown. He was the witness that lived right across the hall from Botham Jean, and he said he heard everything. And I just found out that he was murdered, he got shot, he was ambushed, and he even said that he was in constant fear of being the next victim of gun violence. But the stage was set. They weren't part of the stage. So they had to take Joshua out because most likely Amber will have an appeal. So they had to take that witness out, and it's a real horrible situation. I feel real bad for his family. That's real horrible because he was really trying to do good things for himself, but that's everybody. But it's just sad. But it goes back to other videos I posted. I said that the powers that be, they want a race riot. They prepping for a race war. They prepping for a race riot. I can't even get it out. My lips sticking together. They're prepping for a race riot while strategically gaining psychological advantage in the minds of blacks. While they doing this by showing videos like this, turn the other cheek, make it easy to be killed. You won't fight back, and then they keep. I see a lot of videos of white people doing gun training, which I like looking at some of those videos. I admit it, but it's a lot of them, and they keep throwing them out there to keep people, non-whites, intimidated. So they don't want to do nothing. They're like, they got so many guns, we outgun. But they don't think about with the Haitian Revolution, they didn't start off having guns. So that really don't mean nothing. It's just the situations will make the outcomes change. So they show those things, and they also keep showing videos of constant videos of police killing on blacks, unarmed blacks, especially black men. They love posting those videos to keep blacks intimidated. And I'm just speaking my mind, so you can hate the video if you want to. I'm just telling you how I see it. And I'm not ignorant. I mean, I know what's going on. I see what's going on. And the also the conditioning of blacks hating each other. You can say what you want. We're not born this way. We were conditioned this way. So when they hate each other, they put it this way: blacks support every other race except their own. You know, I might sound like I know some of my viewers probably think I'm whining because I mentioned this in the other videos that a lot of things like non-blacks, when if it doesn't affect them, it's not a problem. And then that's when I get those little funny comments because it don't affect you. And like another example is like most ignorant blacks would support anything as long as it's a trend. And remember the Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS? You got all these people pouring buckets of ice water on themselves, stuff like that, and you're supporting it. But ALS is a predominantly white disease, but we out there supporting it. And then in another example, if it don't affect you, you don't really care about it. We do it too, but sometimes we do it because it's not a trend. For example, when it comes to skin cancer, we're not supporting sunscreen or promoting awnings outside your patios because it doesn't affect us as much. If it don't affect us, we ain't gonna really too much worry about it. So that's what non-blacks do in situations like this. But we do what with the sun causing the skin cancer, that's out of our control. If it was, we will be there. I guarantee you we'll be there protesting. You already see blacks in the climate change, so they think that the people in power could turn down the sun somehow. I don't know. But if you make it a trend, we'll be there because of conditioning. And so they keep trying to promote racial riots. And they fueling the tension with these cop killings and the double standards of the justice system. For example, check this out. They got the trial going on with the cop that killed Anthony Hill, the guy that was naked, and the police officer, I forget his name. He killed them because he felt threatened for his life because a naked black man was approaching him. Now, this is Matthew Bernard. Look at this. Look at him, fearing for his life. It seems like it should have a Benny Hill music to it. That cop ain't catching nobody. Look at him. Look at his head. Oh, they got him now. But check this out. The dog didn't even want to attack. What kind of bullshit is that? He had to make the dog come back. Unbelievable. This man done killed 3 people and the family dog and not one shot fired. So why did I bring this video up? It's because the news decided to put it out there again in the middle of this trial. I didn't even know this even happened until I saw it on the news last week. So why would they bring it up? It's because they're trying to create tension. They're trying to make black people angry. They're trying to create a race riot. They're trying to create a race riot. So let's just say hypothetical that there was a race riot, right? Everybody shooting at each other, doing this great purge. But when the dust settles, the government comes and takes over. The Second Amendment right says the Second Amendment is to bear arms against a tyrannical government. Now they come and take over. You low on bullets. You don't have any bullets left. They have 1 billion of them on reserve. Now what are you going to do? You're going to be forced to be their slaves. So why the race riot? Is it because there's too many blacks, or is it because there's too many people? So have you ever asked yourself, why is there so many blacks here in the first place? How did they bring so many slaves over here and they multiply so fast? It's because the story that they told us, and it's just going to throw you from the loop, give you a little bit of history here. The story they told us is actually in reverse. The slaves that they were capturing was actually from here. We already been here. Blacks was already here. They took them and sent them to Africa. They sent the free slaves to Africa, to Sierra Leone. You can look this up in the, what's it called? The Colonization Society. Look that up. It's a contract or some kind of treaty where they send free Africans over to, free Americans over to Africa. And in some parts, they took them to sell slaves. It was actually kidnapping them from here. We were the Indians they were talking about. Then the names changed. All their story about the smallpox and all that stuff, everything is a lie. The whole history, that whole thing is a lie, just to open your mind up a little bit about that. You could just look it up. And again, the colonization society, look that up. And it's probably the reason why Trump wants this border wall so bad, because the Mexicans coming in will only increase the number of colors here, and that's probably the reason why they want to keep them out. They're trying to lower the number of colors. So that DNA ancestry is BS. And while you giving up your DNA, then they tell you a lie where you from. And I haven't heard anybody say, "Hey, I'm from America." You ain't gonna hear that. As a matter of fact, I don't remember. I don't ever think I heard anybody saying anything about that. And I'm gonna get ready to end this because I'm just drawing a blank and I'm getting tired. And I guess what I want to say, basically, the reason they keeping racial tension going on in this country is to distract you from who's really in control. And the people that's in control are not humans. Think about that. So, I'm pretty sure it was more I wanted to say, and I hope I didn't upset a few people about what I say, but if I did, you'll get over it and you'll take it out on my next video or whatever. But hey, you have a good day, have a good evening, and Friday, this is totally off subject. I seen this on Facebook and I thought it was kind of weird because somebody made a comment about Friday felt like it was 2 days. And it was funny because I said the same thing, and you read the comments, a lot of people said the same thing. And I was telling my wife about it, and she said she felt the same way. It's weird how Friday felt like 2 days. And I like to know if anybody else felt that way too. What happened? What happened Friday? Why everybody feeling like it's 2 days Friday, like it was extra long? And for me, I didn't get that much sleep, so I figured that was the reason. But if everybody's saying that, and plus I had less sleep than that before, and the days always fly by, but Friday for some reason seemed like it was a double day. So if you felt that way, comment on that. And thank you for listening to me rant a little bit and get this out, and I should have another video soon. And thank you for sharing your time with me. Peace.